Dreamers. The make-believers that pull the ethers from the clouds, snatch the invisible out of thin air, mold into our palm till it hardens into form. We know the truth is the blood of a broken heart repurposed. We paint because Kant is a canvas that can be overwritten between the lips of a composition notebook. But dreamers stargaze until the sky blinks back, 1 billion eyes and a call to act. Show them the distance beyond where the eye can see. Go the distance beyond where the mind can reach. If they tell you you can't do it, if they tell you you won't make it, ignore the warning. Stalk the impossible. Find the others, the movers and doers, the cold trails and the hot pursuers. Do it first. Come back with a compass and point. Look, it is just over there, just over that mountain, just beyond that ocean, just beyond that star. Challenge the champions. Dream that far. Beat a path with a kick drum, leave a footprint with a djembe. Dare and do your worst with your magic. Make it happen, make it work, make it, mold it in your palm. Give the formless form, chase the clouds, snatch the invisible, make believe, dream, dreamer. Because we are here to leave our breath, our souls, and our stories. To myth our moments, live our legends. To be told, retold, and told again. So dream, dreamer. Leave your footprint among the stars for the rest of us to follow.
So, hello Amsterdam, hello IBC. We are Thomas and Kirill, both founders of Silbersalz Film. Thomas is a director, editor, and colorist, and I myself a cinematographer at Silbersalz Film. And yeah, we love making films.
Hello, welcome. Guys, it's a great world today. It's great times for dreamers, for creatives, for filmmakers. We started our company like a couple of years ago, and we really love these times. I mean, you only buy a camera, we work on Arri Alexa, but basically you go just out there, buy a camera, buy a laptop, and you can start filmmaking.
Yes, we love making films, we love creating great content. We're doing advertising mainly, so we work for international clients, like the automotive area, for Lidl and international grocery. Playboy, some of you might know maybe. That's also a client of ours, and Novartis, which is a medical client of ours.
And it's really great that with a small group of people we were able to come up with an agency that is able to work for all these clients all around the world, that does international campaigns. We are based in Stuttgart, Germany. We are 12 employees at the moment, and we think of ourselves as founded by artists, because until now our company is run by artists. We are like 2 creative writers, we 2 directors, 2 DPs, 3 editors, 2 colorists, 1 composer, and we're all on Creative Cloud. We think of ourselves as a small one-stop shop for great films. So we do agency work, we do film production work, and we see ourselves as a beauty company, delivering beauty. We feel, at Silbersalz, we feel like a small family of artists. We are a very young group of filmmakers. And as I said, we're deeply in love with Creative Cloud, and without Creative Cloud, I think Silbersalz wouldn't be possible as it is today. And we would love to share a little bit why this is. Again, what we do is we think about campaigns. So our clients come to us and talk about their problems, about their challenge. We work as a film production, so we own the gear, we really make the films. And for us, being all the 3 founders are pharma DPs, look services, chasing for highest beauty is very key for us.
So we want to give you today a rough idea of how we shoot, how we edit, and how we grade our films. That's what we want to dive into a bit today. So the first thing we do is we are working with very young, that's the wrong picture, Thomas, but still with very young DPs out there. We do have our own gear. So we have everything packed in cases. We have a small Alexa. We have a bunch of lenses. So we are everything is always ready to go, ready to shoot. This is like really crucial for us. And another point of our very fast, agile, flexible thing is that we're using the media encoder to create proxies on set already. So maybe you can show us the...
At PROXIES, H.265 proxies are for us are online and offline clips. So after the shoot, we transcode everything to H.265 and never touch the raw files again. In some cases, of course, we do, but for the most clips, we never touch again, because we really love the quality media encoder gives us with this H.265 proxies.
So we instantly push the proxies up to the cloud, and in Germany, at our base, the editor can already start editing the footage we just created on the same day. That's one DIT. We very often work with him, and he's just making the proxies and loading them up with a LTE device that we can start reviewing the footage already in our company.
So let's see how we edit. So you've seen this Dreamers film. This is basically the final film. But I'd love to talk about how this all came into place. So I love that I can structure my files within Premiere. I like it, and this is the folder structure everyone uses in our company. I think of footage as a giant mountain of rocks. So I think of footage as lots and lots and lots of stone. And we call it, I'm from Germany, I call it Steinbruch, quarry. So basically my challenge is to get rid of all the stones I don't need and find this piece of art.
The sculpture in there.
Yes, thank you very much. So this is what I call Steinbruch. I love using timelines. To be honest, I think in timelines. I love sequences. I think in sequences. So I don't use bins that much. I really love timelines. From time to time I put music on there to get a feel how long clips are, what clips can be. I start cutting this. I mean, we do mostly commercials, so if you have 20 seconds, no shot will be longer than like 2.5 seconds. So I think of what could be an edit, and I select, and the second track here is basically my pre-select.
So every time Thomas comes around with a new idea for another film, it's not like that he's coming with a piece of paper or something, but he is always like, okay, Kirill, have a look into this timeline, and showing me his ideas over there.
Then we do, this is the first step, we call it pre-select or Steinbruch quarry. Then we go on with selecting, and basically this is the same footage boiled down. Let me see, so this was a nice shoot in Iceland. Basically, by the way, the whole film was shot within 2 weeks all around the world. So not that much sleeping. And this is what this pre-select looks like. I mean, these become scenes. This is already like a little edit. And I have clip names and timecode burned in using these adjustment layers. But the really interesting magic starts when I do some work on my pre-edit. So let's have a look. This was shot in Iceland. Crazy people over there. So are children allowed to drive in Iceland? Better don't ask. So, but my point is here, this is my pre-edit, and I'm already bringing in audio. I love to introduce sound design very early, because I think audio really changes your imagery. And I love that in Premiere I can throw it together quite in an early stage. Yeah, and then I end up with the final thing, and this is basically the final project file of the film you have seen later. And what I really love about this approach is basically I have used Audition to fix some problems, mainly with the voice recording. Then I have the music track, all the sound design lives in here, my whole mix lives in here, and my whole color grading lives in here.
Yeah, so what's our approach to color grading? Maybe I start a little bit earlier. In general, what you need to do, what you really need to make sure when you start color grading is make sure you have a great room, a dark room, you have proper calibrated displays. This is really crucial to make a proper grading, because otherwise you will need hours and it won't really work. So make really sure you have the right stuff around you. And then make sure that you really have a clear vision in mind. What is the look you want to achieve? Do you have a great mood reference in mind, the film you've seen or whatever, and try to make this at one picture, and then you can start taking this creative look to the other shots.
So let's have a look at this color grading.
Dreamers.
By the way, I heard great news during the last talk about color grading. This will improve everything for us. But how we work at the moment, we use these adjustments layers. Einstellungsebene is adjustment layer in German. And we use lots of them to be in control. So what Ari, the camera manufacturer, gives us, and this is great, is a LUT. And this is basically their official color science. Lots of manufacturers do this. And I would really ask you to make sure you're using the right LUT, you're using the right color science. And what's interesting about our approach, we use it in the middle of everything. So this is basically our color LUT. Then we add a creative LUT that does not make much in this shot, but if you have a look at Marshall here, our creative LUT, and I will not talk about it because this is our little secret what we use here. I mean, we are crazy about LUTs, about look. But if you see, this is basically the creative aspect of what we're doing, and I love it that it lives on a different lumetri layer. And basically here are, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 lumetri layers cooking at the same time.
So underneath the Rec 709 LUT, we start to adjust the shots, not in the shot themselves, but in adjustment layer. We make sure that tint, temperature, and contrast are on the same level throughout the whole movie. and then we can adapt our creative decision to the other shots.
So what's great about this approach, by the way, this was shot in ProRes. We did not shot raw for this, but we could work on this footage like a little bit raw-like. So I have this lowest adjustment layer of lumetry, and I can really bring all these highlights in through the LUT, through the official K1S1 LUT from ARRI. So basically this is the way we work, and this is the way this film was created and graded. It took me like 4 hours, and I love that if a client or a creative partner comes up with editing changes, it's no problem for me. I can just do it. This is the final mix. This is online, this is graded, this is final quality, this has graphics, and I can change every aspect of the film, export it within, I mean, in this case it's all pre-rendered, I can export it within basically seconds.
Yeah, so that's what Thomas just mentioned, like the challenge in advertising today is changing a bit, at least with our clients. Probably many of you know the normal structure of this filmmaking post-production process. You have a picture lock at one point, then you go into color grading, all this kind of stuff. Our clients at the moment, like they don't accept something like this. They want to do changes even after color grading or something, and that's our approach to it. That's why it's possible for us to do this. And you really need to break through the clutter at the moment. You have tons of footage all over the channels, in social media, in whatever. Like, you really need to create something unique in a very rough timing. And Premiere Pro with its workflow here, or with our workflow we created in Premiere Pro, is allowing us to do so.
I'm not sure if you ever have heard this sentence of everyone, no one will see it, the audience will not see it. We disagree completely. We think that the audience sees everything and feels everything. And in these times when you have like a YouTube preloader, think about it, it takes you like 5 seconds to decide if you will go on watching, if this story is something for you, if this emotion, if this look is interesting for you or not. So we really think that details matter, and we are, I have to say, a little bit crazy about this. If you have a look at this transition, every normal person would take a normal transition. What we did here, basically we have a little grain here on top of everything, looks like this. We added this grain. By the way, at Silbersalz we have meeting about grain.
We love talking about grain.
Yeah, grain
is the future.
Grain is the future. And what we did here, this is not a classic dissolve. If you feel it here, basically the blues come in first.
You can show it, like the animation you did in the...
Yes, this is an animated transition of this LUT, and this LUT is animated in a different way. And so what I wanted to make, my point is, be crazy about quality, be crazy about look. Don't think about tools and what tools to use, just be crazy about what you do, and try to use a solution like Premiere, where you can just do it without thinking.
There.
Okay guys, I have a couple of minutes left. I would go a little bit step further about talking about our little craziness. Basically, you know that there's still feature film around, shot on real analog film. So we came up with this question, would it be an interesting topic for us? And I'm not sure if you noticed, analog is coming back. There's lots of music videos, there's generation video that starts shooting analog again, and there's really high-end advertisements shot on analog. So we decided to buy our own gear, 16mm, 35mm gear, and started shooting analog. And we really were thrilled about the results, about the focus it gives us as filmmakers, because you really have to think first, and you really have to think about, I mean, the material is crazy expensive, and you only have like 10 minutes in your roll, and you start thinking first. The DPs learn how to think first.
I really learned a lot through doing this. I mean, of course, obviously, shooting analog, you learn a lot, you really learn a lot. You do learn a lot. You learn to focus yourself, and I would say I'm even more efficient when shooting digital, having done this experience now quite often.
And you can come up with really unique looks. So we have this bold vision. Would it be great to have a laboratory, a scanner, and everything at our basically in a mobile form? We came up with our own recipe of developing. We learned how to touch film, how to transport film, how to scan film, how to store film. I mean, this is basically color correction the analog way. This is called densitometry. So my point is, be crazy about quality, be crazy about beauty, really think what's going on there. We developed our own color science. All this is done in After Effects, by the way. By the way, After Effects is a crazy tool for animation, but we love it for color science because the render quality is perfect and you're in control of everything. So we came up with our own color science based on After Effects. And
that's our little intern.
Yes. And when you do such a project, you collaborate with very old guys in a good way. And basically we came up with our own laboratory, our own lab machine. So that was,
yeah, this was our presentation. Thank you for listening. We'll be around here. We are open to any questions if you have some. Yeah, thank you for being here.